falling bait. He is straight up lurking to overcommit every single time. You would see that Javi knew exactly when to get in within the neutral, to get in to clear some space, and when to get out just to give in all that space for Nair to feel the safety to rush in, overcommit into any kind of option, and straight up whiff it for Javi's chance to take that lead. That's exactly the way that I want to see Javi play this set up. If he managed to do so, then he has a clearly very heavily chance to take this set on his favor.
Yeah, very good chance. Yeah, I do agree. Now, do you think that we are going to see the entire set for Maister, for him to go Sora? Like an entire Sora set for him? Or is this just a one-game thing like the last time, and then if he gets rocked, then he just straight up goes into the paper man and does his job?
Okay, okay. So wishfully thinking, I'm
asking the Sora main here. I'm asking the Sora main here.
Yeah. Wishfully thinking, I want the whole set to be Sora's. Logically thinking, I think it's gonna be the first two
Please
games.
no.
And realistically speaking, I feel like if Maister loses a game, he's probably gonna go for Game & Watch. Because, I mean, one thing for sure is that Sora, for us, Sora means that really wanted him within the game. We did not feel any kind of stamina loss by playing them. But for people that were not accustomed or didn't want Sora that much into this game, it kind of taxes you to play this character. It's not as good as you may think.
Well, I don't know if it's good or not, but here Maister trying to make work. Javi getting those lasers at a distance, but the parries are the answer so far for some of those aerials. This time around, though, Nair into the backer would have been an excellent way to rack up some damage, and putting Wolf off stage, very interesting position there. I'm wondering why Maister decided to commit a little earlier on that edge guard, but I mean, I am no man to question him or to at least like do it with any significance, right? He knows what he is doing. He is a top player for a reason, but the up smash is the reason, maybe, which is gonna bring Javi the closure of his stock. And he keeps trying for it. He knows just how light Sora is, and even if it's Final Destination, I don't think he could live much more of that. However, the Daga closing every avenue for Wolf to recover.
No, and you see the way that Maister handles the spells. It's how he set up Tundaga to work for. He throws a Faraga first, so Javi does not commit to any kind of high recovery. Then once the Faraga is set up and Javi did not commit to the high recovery, he's gonna go low, and that's the way that you can actually set up for Tundaga to work. He's been doing that for at least 3 times in a row, and it has worked. And I think that showcases how much game knowledge of Sora Maister holds at this point. He's taking quite a lead against Javi, and it's working that out quite well.
And the back throw, terrible position here. Javi managing to dip out low enough to avoid the Thundaga this time around. No lasers, though, as the percent is a little bit higher. Trying to outspace or catch Maister off guard with that dash attack, but no dice so far. And the next recovery, of course, Maister was going to be able to make it back very comfortably so, but instead decided to overextend, and Javi was there with the dash attack to punish, and this should be a combo once more. But Sora, for as much as we've talked about the disadvantage, like the man can get some reversals as well. Comboing him, not the most straightforward thing. And Maister taking advantage of that and getting the read, as you were saying.
The game knowledge that Maister exudes with Sora is just overwhelming. For me as Sora fan, I've been having a day parade whenever I see Maister Sora up so far. I mean, it's ever so endearing to watch one of your country's best to play the character that you want them to play, that you like, you know? But there's so little players that actually manage to make them work. I've seen Elegant try Sora before, and it was one of the most disgusting experiences that I have ever experienced. But on Meister's hand,
it was Leo. I mean, he was versus Leo, so.
Yeah, of course. Well, you have a very good point. But against Maister, though, Maister is actually playing Sora in such a way. I'm not entirely sure, you know?
But, I mean, this time around, the Roy came in, and it's looking like that same old, I am just gonna have more confidence in my character than you, perhaps. And, I mean, Meister is no stranger to picking up different characters, even though we do see him the most committed to Mr. Game & Watch. Like, he's gone Pichu in the past, he's been Joker in the past. He has a couple of characters under his sleeve, so he's showing the Sora right here, and he's trying to make it work. That first game finally got him, because the last time that we saw the Sora, like, he didn't even manage to get a game. Like, he just went straight back into the pocket after, like, that first game loss, and then Meister just went Paperman to win. And what an edge guard. And trying for the second part of it, though, Javi is still able to recognize that he had some juice in the tank to be able to make it back.
And Javi takes out the lead of this game number 2. Meister actually manages to take Javi all the way to red numbers, but it's just quite not enough whenever Javi just rushes in and takes all the space that Sora needs to handle in order for him to take the advantage. Meister, once again, given the stage control to Javi, just loses it instantly whenever he tries to go to commit to any kind of edge guard. And Javi just takes advantage of that in such a way that doesn't let Meister breathe any time. You know, you have seen that out of that whole experience, Meister took 60%, and it doesn't look like he's gonna take that stock anytime soon.
Oh, no backer though, and that fair, even though the damage is there, the knockback is not. And I mean, Javi could have closed this stock out quite a while ago, and he is going to do just that. And with the double-edge dance, that move is just so strong. The third combo, the Nairs, even though it's hard to combo some characters with that, I mean, Sora seems to be just the perfect type for Javi to be able to interrupt that area. And of course, that Sora is going to love being near that airspace. So, Javi here having a lot of leeway to work with. He can just dedicate himself to trade and try to get some few neutral wins here and there, but he gets the hard read. Holy cow, that forward smash was charged a good amount, my guy.
Oh no, that's it.
No way, he gave it up. Even Meister turned to face the camera and he was like, did that just happen? Did I just do that? Was that me?
I think that was just, he was betrayed by the muscle memory. I think that he was
like, I can do it myself, and he just did it.
I need no help. I can do it.
Let's just imagine that the forward smash killed him. All right?
Yeah,
forward smash hit on the sweet spot, and he got killed. All right?
Yeah.
That was true.
That was an excellent read coming from Javi.
Can we all agree, Chad? Can we all agree in that?
I agree. You agree? You agree, right?
I agree.
I agree.
We're on the same train. We're on the same train here.
Number 3, and that's exactly what I told you about. It's wishful thinking. I wanted Sora the whole set. Realistically speaking, it was just gonna be 2 games, and logically speaking, it was Meister gonna change back to Game & Watch once he loses with Sora. I mean, the last 2 options out of the 3 actually managed to be true at the same time. He changed back to Game & Watch after losing 1 game, and he manages to use Sora 2 games straight. So we are going to game number 3, opening up with what we were left up from that last game from the winners finals. It's gonna be Meister rocking again the Game & Watch green against Javi's Aegis.
And Javi so far not passing the knowledge check. I mean, these are things that he should be keen to and just be aware of, but instead Meister brute forcing himself once more into winning neutral, into getting those punishes, and even scary Pyra and Mythra cannot do much if you are getting red like that, or if you're just falling prey or throwing yourself at Mr. Game & Watch without care. And as Meister lands that key, and that is one of the staples of his gameplay, and sometimes it gets him very heavily punished, but sometimes it just works, and this tournament he has definitely been making it work.
Somehow he managed to make it work, and somehow he still gets a lead, and somehow Meister is still taking all the momentum against Javi, even though Javi has learned from his mistakes from the last game on their set and his last set against Nair. I still somehow feel that Meister is still one step ahead of Javi. I don't know if this is experience, I don't know if Meister has already downloaded Javi, but even though this matchup is not exactly on Game & Watch's favor, I feel like Meister hasn't lost the track of how to play, specifically against Javi at least.
I mean, of course. Let's see who can prevail in that department. I mean, the experience definitely it's not like, right? Javi has been playing a lot longer than Meister has. Finally, the Nair. I mean, Maister got a little careless, and the Nair is going to connect, even though that's not the safest option to throw on shield specifically. Like, there are plenty of characters who can actually punish that. And also, I think that we've not seen Javi try to abuse versus Mr. Game & Watch is the foresight, right? Like, he could be trying to challenge some of those multi-hit moves with the foresight, and maybe even try to get a punish, abuse the incredible dash speed that Mythra does have, like the whiff punish goddess that she is. And finally, though, even like one too many hitboxes on that Nair, yeah, to be able to actually get the punish, but the idea was there for sure. And the angle is as well Javi cleaning up on the recovery, and this is very important, as we did see whenever he faced Nair, when he started cleaning up his recoveries was when he managed to bring it back. So very important that he keeps it in mind, because if he's going to be losing neutral, he cannot afford to be giving away the rest of the points.
Maister at this point has to take in chance and has to take in mind the fact that whenever he throws a bomb, every single one of Pyra's and Mythra's hitboxes are gonna overextend in a long period of time. He actually almost lost his second stock to the forward smash that Pyra threw, thanks to the overextension of that hitbox. So, somehow, Javi manages to take Maister's lead, but Maister is not quite subtle in his rush to even it out. So once again, we are back at the circus with all this juggling that comes up from Maister, or specialists in juggling department, but Javi strikes back and tries to manage some blows before getting back into a neutral in this situation.
And you're not going to outspace that up B from Mr. Game & Watch. That first initial hitbox, very, very big and with a lot of quote-unquote priority, right? So we'll see Javi, though, trying with the same Nairs, varying the timing to try to catch Maister off guard. And the combo not there this time around. Maister letting rip on that down smash, which could take the stock definitely if he manages to catch Javi by the ledge. But at this percent, not quite yet. Javi with a strange option, but manages to work out for him. So Maister here has to get this edge guard. Javi
percentage lead
on the back foot.
Such pressure coming from Maister's self smash. It was just so threatening. He just kept charging it on his face. What?
Wow, like if that downer had come out in time, Javi would have got the punish onto the options from Maister. So like, this is still well within his reach, and he actually is going to take it the very tip of that sword. Just so active. This is why you use Pyra by the ledge, because like, every character is going to suffer versus the range and the power that it brings, especially someone as light as Mr. Game & Watch. So there was little that Maister could have done right there, as Javi's patience prevailed and just choosing the right option. This is looking like a much better set, much more competitive than it was in winners finals. So 2-1 here, and I mean, it is looking like a reset, but we cannot call it just yet, because I mean, we did see what Maister did to these EGs on the previous set.
We're not calling home yet. We are yet to see what's the endeavors that Javi has to face so far against Maister, or what's Maister gonna throw into the pan to actually even out against Javi. This is not over, even though Javi has shown and proposed something entirely different when this game number 3. Maister still feels like he's over the top every single time against Javi. So, this is an even percent. Both of them are once again restarting neutral. They're just looking and fishing for something out of the other, and no one is actually landing any kind of blow until Javi manages to land that neutraler, converts it into forwarder, and manages to gain some stage control against Maister, who just keeps giving in.
Let's see, though, if Maister can keep outspacing Pyra's moves. It seems miraculous, but he's actually managed to do that a couple of times, and you need to do that sometimes when you are fighting that range versus this very powerful character. The bomb is going to close it, though, and it's looking tough for that first stock. However, the Fire Girl is here, and you know that always means danger for light characters at this high percent. However, the combos from Mr. Game & Watch could prove a little too much for Javi to handle right here, as he has been constantly eating that percent, does use the Nair effectively to make it back into the ground. However, no dice on the stock just yet.
No one's giving in that suck so far. It's actually Maister, the one that proposes the back air out of the ledge, but Javi baits it out so well, spaces out that portal, and he's gonna manage to make it back.
What?
Maister, on the other hand, after giving in that stage control, fails to make it back into the stage safely with that roll in, and that's what Javi takes in order to seal that first stock and the first lead against Maister. That's not gonna last, is it? Oh, it actually does.
Wow. Like, Maister had he sent him the other way, he would have got that. The punishes, the plays on shield from both of these guys have been heavily favored on the side of Maister, not only because of the up out of shield, but because of Javi's just lack of, I'll call it, trigger discipline, right? Like, he's been letting rip on those aerials a little too much on shield, which is something that when you have one of the best, if not the best, just straight up option out of shield in the game, then you have to come in clean, you have to come with respect, perhaps try to abuse the range instead of just brute forcing some other type of option, as Javi is trying to do exactly just that. He did manage to bring it back on the last one, but I don't know if he could in this one, as Maister does have a pretty much clean stock to work with.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, Javi though, he still has that has that spacing. I feel like that's one of the main factors that Maister has to take in hand, has to take in mind. It's the fact that Javi not only manages to manage that spacing quite well against Game & Watch's option, but the fact that Pyra and Mythra themselves, they have that agility. They have those tools to be able to space out Game & Watch and not let him in. Though Javi's not gonna make it back from that. That's gonna be the last stock from Javi, and we're gonna get all the way to game number 5, which decides the fate of this bracket. Whether Javi manages to reset it back, or whether we go home early, sleep tight, and Maister takes the crown.
As you were saying, Fear, this is for all the marvels. Maister manages to take this game. He takes the entire tournament. Javi fighting to try to make that not the reality of today. But the Pyra Mythra worked for a game, and now did he go Cloud? This man just bring back his good old main. Like, Javi, I have to say, he has been one of the longest players. He's been on the long standing for Cloud believers. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he has been keeping up with the Cloud, and he's a Sorties master. So, I mean, we've seen the Lucina, we've seen the Roy, we've seen the Pyra and the Mythra, and then now the Cloud. And I mean, it's been shown that this character can perfectly work versus Mr. Game & Watch. So let's see if Javi has what it takes. Perhaps emulate some of the stuff that we know can work versus not only Game & Watch, but also Maister with specifically Cloud. But, I mean, he also is going to have to take care of these recoveries because it's looking tough so far.
Yeah, but one thing for sure is not only the Cloud pick is actually quite excellent against Maister himself, it's the fact that he picked Cloud specifically on Kalos. If you are unaware of that, Cloud actually has a wall jump that he can use against, Maister in general to be able to recover in a different plethora of ways, but sadly, as long as Maister doesn't let him get back near the ledge, it's not gonna be crucial into this matchup. It's just Maister wrecking Javi's options and, of course, opportunities to actually take this set of his favor.
Let's see if he actually manages to do so then here and close out this tournament. The doors might be shutting off here for Javi if he doesn't even get anything to Nair. Just bringing memories back. That move is so much shorter now. But he does get the ever so prevalent backer. It's still one of the best aerials in the game. Just so much pressure that you're able to apply with that. And even Mr. Game & Watch has to respect that type of option.
Yeah, of course.
So, here, Javi not getting the combo. That limit is going to run out. So Maister knows it and tries to stall it out, just keeping himself by the platform and managing to do so as well, and pushing Javi off the stage, even though he does have that wall jump, as you were calling earlier. It seems Maister is not even letting him get near that, and he is going to lose the stock again. Yes, effectively so, and it's looking like Maister's W today.
It's probably gonna be Meister's W if Javi doesn't show anything else different within the table. I feel like Javi had the right idea to bring out the Cloud, but maybe it's just the fact that he's not as comfortable as he is with a Cloud as he is with his other swords options. I'm not entirely sure, but there's something for certain that Meister is looking quite clean in this matchup specifically, and this game specifically. So we could probably spell out Doom for you, but you already know it's a 4-letter word, and it's probably the one that's entirely encasing what's going on here.
Oh man, and Mythra is even getting the parries. He has been playing so much cleaner this time around. No chair, I was surprised, but instead trying for a different punish, though this percent keeps just increasing for Javi. So Maister trying to get that last aerial to push Cloud off the stage. Instead, it's gonna be La Silla, the chair, and it should be Curtains, but not pulling the trigger on time. However, the down tilt will, and Maister in dominant fashion once more, closing this set out, not letting it progress into a second one. This is a W for him, and just starting to reclaim back his throne in locals as well, right? He's not been as active in local tournaments as of late. Of course, he is a BC man as well, content creator and whatnot, but big win here for him versus Javi, who was also looking very good versus the rest of the field there at Mexico City. So congratulations, of course, to Maister. Tried out the Sora as well, even though it didn't fully work out. I mean, perhaps some more work required. Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect time. Like, your locals are your playing field, right? Yeah, you have to try your options if you are trying to make the progress. And I mean, I know Maister has some pretty important tournaments on deck as well, but today it was all about under the line, and he managed to deliver
once again. He's getting paid off. He's getting the shake hand. He's gonna be the W that's gonna be taking all the way home, rocking that Super Mario World shirt and rocking all that money that he has just gained. Took out Javi all the way from the sewers back into the streets, and this is gonna be the finale for this series. We are looking at the replays currently showcasing the best of the best that came from this set, and even though it breaks my heart we were not able to see more of Sora, I actually am quite pleased with what I saw coming from Meister. Every single time that I saw Meister shine with the Sora was out of a read, out of an expectation for Javi to be one single step ahead of Javi. On the other hand, though, Javi was able to make great effort with Pyra and Mythra, showcasing once again the strength that this character has to offer to every single player of this game currently. But ultimately, it was Cloud the option, it was Cloud the decision to take back into the last game, and sadly, on this time specifically, Javi was not able to deliver, or Meister just delivered way too much for Javi to